can see some ghosts now, so maybe being really quick is not good for his mental health. Chapter 5. Okay, just sleeping around in the mud outside. Who's there?
Where am I? Something's not quite right here.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black Mirror 2. We are now in chapter 5. Who sees this video on YouTube will I just link somewhere here in the picture a link for the first chapter if you want to start with the first chapter. Well, I already played the first game, Black Mirror 1, so I will put a link also here somewhere, this picture, that you can see there's a playlist that I have over the game. And before we start playing, I say please to you and please follow this Twitch channel and don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. It helps me a lot and it doesn't cost you anything. Okay, let us start. So, let's see, we were seeing the dead body of Angelina, or we was imagining that maybe. We have no idea, but first we should look at the surrounding. We aren't seeing obviously that there is something or someone there in this light tower. So we should first look around, maybe we see something there. Oop. What's that?
Huh? Mom?
Huh?
Darren? Darren, is
Hi,
that
Mommy.
you?
How are you?
Mom, what? But you're
Not my son anymore.
But
Oh, God. Mommy, how dare you? She's gone.
What the hell was that?
Darren goes
Did I see
totally
a
nuts.
ghost?
Yeah, welcome in England. Okay, here, gravestone. Is it from Robert?
It says Fuller. What's Fuller's grave doing here?
It's completely nuts.
You pussy. I'm gonna get you.
Okay, now it's too much.
We'll see about that.
Okay. So, what else?
What the? I don't believe it.
If you should go away, man. Oh, but we have still breadcrumbs from chapter 1. That's good. Inventory. You don't. Always be there for us. So, okay, here. The entrance. Okay. Something else to see. Ooh, who is there? Maybe Boris. We see all the dead people of this game, so.
Ah!
Yeah. Our friend Boris.
Ah!
Yeah, this town is not good for you, Darren. So. Shit. Where are we now?
What a crazy dream. What was that? Hello?
Hello?
Ah!
Were you having a nightmare?
What?
Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Ralph.
My name's Darren. Where am I? Is this the old academy?
Mr. Bobby
this
and I
is
live
Ralph.
here.
I was thinking Mr. Bobby was Ralph and it's Tom's brother. Ah, shit. Yeah, I'm totally messed up, so people. Shit. Yeah. That's James' neighbor in the sanatorium in Black Mirror 1. Ralph. This is a little doll.
What are you two doing here? You and Mr. Bobby?
We live here.
You've already said. But, is there nowhere else you could live?
No, the evil house where we used to live doesn't exist anymore, and we didn't want to go back there anyway.
Could it be that you once lived in Sir Robert's sanatorium?
And Mr. Bobby too. He protects me and tells me what I have to do.
It's good to have a friend.
Yeah.
And Mr. Bobby says that all the time too.
Good, Mr. Bobby. Fire.
Did you see the big fire at the lighthouse?
Yeah, I like fire.
You wouldn't have liked
He's
this
completely nuts.
Angelina was here. She came, and then she went, and then she was here again, and then there was someone wearing a white mask, and then there was fire.
one. Hold on. You know Angelina?
Yes, she was here a lot.
Ooh.
So, there was Angelina and a man with a mask, and then there was a fire?
Yes, first we hid ourselves because it was thundering, and the bad man wasn't supposed to see us. But then the fire had shone so nice, we just looked. I like fire.
Yeah.
Good boy.
And then?
Then the fire went out. The rain put it out. Then you came. You were calling out loudly, but I didn't know what. Then you fell down and stopped moving. Mr. Bubby said I ought to get you into the dry.
Tell Mr. Bubby thanks from me.
Good,
That
Mr.
was a
Bubby.
good idea.
Mr. Bubby says, my pleasure. We don't often get visitors here.
What happened then?
Then the police arrived. We don't like them. They wanted to take us away to here. Then along came a really nice black car. It looked a lot different from the police cars or the cars we sometimes see in the village. It looked kind of old, but it was very nice and shiny. But it wasn't there for long.
Okay.
Did you see who was sitting in it?
No.
Isn't it dangerous here? The ruins look like they're in danger of collapsing.
Sometimes stones do fall down when it's stormy and there's thunder or if the wind's blowing wildly. But then we always hide anyway. Mr. Bubby is scared of thunderstorms.
Are there good hiding places here then?
That's good,
Maybe
Mr. Bubby.
some hidden rooms or passages?
We always hide ourselves here in our house. Nothing can happen to us here.
Yeah, sure.
And something like that is falling down on this little roofs and they are smashed.
You said that Angelina was here quite often.
Yeah?
When was the first time she was here?
I don't know.
Approximately. Around about... What do you reckon?
100 years ago?
Huh. And what did she do here?
She had a very careful look around at everything, and then she found our house. She said she was looking for something. A door that led under the ground.
When she was here yesterday and disappeared for a short while, where was that?
I don't know. Mr. Bubby wanted to make himself nice for her, and didn't look.
Mr. Bubby wanted to make himself nice for Angelina?
I think Mr. Bubby was a bit in love with her,
Ooh,
but he could never bring himself to tell her.
nice.
And now, it's too late.
Maybe he'll tell her next time, when she comes to visit us. You think she'll come and see us again soon?
That's, I don't know, Ralph. Perhaps. You know Black Mirror Castle?
I've never been there. I think there are bad people that live there. Sir Robert lived there, and he was bad.
Yes, he was.
Our friend Samuel used to know the castle.
Samuel Gordon?
He used to help me and Mr. Bubby. I liked him. But then when they shut down Sir Robert's wicked house, they said that Samuel was a wicked person as well. I don't believe that.
Oh, really?
Sometimes you do things that are wrong, but you don't mean to be wicked. Wicked voices make you do it, said Mr. Bubby.
I need to get going, Ralph.
See
So you should do not wicked things. Give me this wicked voices.
This shed looks anything but livable. On the other hand, Ralph will be better off here than in a sanatorium. You can't begin to imagine what that crazy Robert had done with the inmates.
But now it's 10 years later and they will take better care of them.
Not exactly what you'd call a cozy home sweet home. The corrugated iron will keep the rain off, but it must get hellish cold in there, especially in winter. Ah, the poor guy.
No, wait. Chapter 5. Done. No, wait. Okay. Stonehead. How we get there?
A weird stone head. It looks rather like a troll. That doesn't seem to have any practical purpose. I think it's only there to intimidate visitors.
That decoration. Again, these.
This must have been a grand hall. Maybe with a gallery. There's the remains of the first story.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an elder bush, but I'm not 100% sure. The branches are very long and straight, too. Very typical for them. It's pretty difficult to break off branches like these when the bush is full of sap. They have a thick, flexible bark and fibrous inner that you simply can't snap. It's pretty difficult to break off branches like they have a thick...
So we have something to break or cut something out. To this lighthouse. Oh, here's this.
The staircase leads to nothing. It must have fallen down at some point.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, everything full of ruins. I can... Ooh, what's that? Let's play some chess.
The raven flew out of a crack in the rock. There might be a cavity behind that.
We're here. What's that?
A solid stone slab. It looks like there could be a space behind it. But how can I shift this slab? It's gotta weigh a ton.
It's a question that we will find
A
out.
solid stone, but how can I
Yeah, some stones.
These stones look a bit weird somehow. They don't look like they've all fallen like this just by chance. It looks like they've been stacked up.
So, maybe there's something hidden behind it, or under it.
There's a little stone figure.
Nice.
Could be a chess piece.
Gee. What's with that?
A heavy stone pedestal. There are 4 recesses. I can see some remaining bits of black and white coloring in between. Like a chessboard.
Oh, so... Wait, there are holes around
A
it.
stone pedestal with a... If this is supposed to be some kind of chessboard, then the pieces are conspicuous in their absence.
So maybe we need to find some figures there around.
Nothing's happening.
Okay, maybe we ask our friend Worf, maybe he knows something.
Hello, Ralph?
Hi, Darren.
I saw a raven there a short while ago.
We don't like him. He's always screeching and flapping, and he steals things.
He steals things.
He once stole the lid off one of our cans.
Oh
He
no.
likes shiny things.
Me too. And it was our lid.
Okay.
Do you, by any chance, know anything about the chess pieces that are hidden somewhere around here?
What are chess pieces?
Hey, look at this. Something like that.
Little figures that are kind of kings, queens, castles, and knights. They're usually small and made out of wood. But I'm looking for bigger ones made from stone.
Mr. Bubby found one like that. It's a horse, a really nice one.
Hey, cool. Would you lend it to me?
It's Mr. Bubby's toy.
Oh, come on, please,
And
Mr. Bobby.
Would Mr. Bubby lend it to me?
Mr. Bubby plays with the horse. If you take it away, then he have nothing left to play
Oh,
with.
I understand. But what if I brought him something else to play with? What is he like playing with?
With horses?
And, what else?
Mr. Bubby likes music. Maybe you can get him something he can play music on. You can get him a piano.
Good idea.
That could be a problem.
ah. Okay. The raven steals things.
About the horse figure,
Have you got anything you can play music on?
no. But perhaps...
Mr. Bubby would like something that makes music.
Okay. I need to get going, Ralph.
See you.
So we have nothing to blame music now. Nothing. It's bush.
It's pretty difficult to break off branches. They have a thick, flexible
Okay, I don't want to break anything off. I just want to... It's weird. See something hidden? Yeah. Wait, he was saying something going somewhere. Something hidden, but doesn't look like that. So, okay. Let's go back. Maybe out. Or around this place we find something. Okay, we are here again. Burnt grass. Huh. So, night was the police there?
They look like they've been hanging there for decades.
Yes, they're doing.
They sound eerie. I can still see her. The charred body hunched so unnaturally.
Ooh.
Terrible. I'll never be able to forget this image my whole life long.
It is how it is.
The fire didn't spread much. The grass was already wet before it rained. Those bastards covered her in gasoline and put a match to her. I hope she was already... I hope she didn't have to suffer too long. When I get my hands on these guys, I'll avenge Angelina. And I'll avenge myself. They've taken away the only person that still meant something to me.
But still, we was not sure if she was tricking us there.
Wind and rain will wash away the ashes. The grass will grow, and and in a month it'll look as if nothing ever happened. But no one will forget Angelina. I'll make sure of that.
Yeah, okay. What's here?
What's that amongst the stones?
Ah, it's a chess figure. Nice.
A chess piece. The king. I wonder who put the chess piece there. It can't have been sitting there between the stones long. It's not been weathered at all and looks brand new.
Who knows? Who knows? So, what else? Knife. We find a knife. We found a knife.
There's a knife sticking out of the wooden beam. It looks like someone's been carving into the beam. With little talent, but a lot of patience.
Knife is always good. I see something else. Doesn't look like that. Academy. Okay. Can we go back to Willow Creek?
A card from the Willow Creek area. It's marked where the murders took place 12 years ago. I want to find out what Angelina was looking for in the ruins first.
So we cannot go.
A card. I want to find out what
We cannot go anywhere. Nope. Okay. We still need something to play music. And why is there still this knife visible? Okay, Academy, okay. Yeah, a note. Nice. Maybe this is already enough. Ah, no, I saw notes like music.
Note. It says, the king went north, the pawn went south, the queen... I can hardly read the rest. And the knight to the... something ST.
Okay, but... This is something. Ah, we can cut the bush. Maybe it brings us something.
I'll cut a little piece out of a branch. A small piece of wood from out of the elder bush. It's damp, and you can clearly recognize the thick bark and the light-colored wooden core.
Maybe we can carve an instrument out of it.
I saw that on TV once. If you hit the bark with a hard object, like then the bark loosens itself from the wood. Then, with just a bit of pressure, you can push the piece of wood out of the bark. Just cut a slit in the bark here, push the piece of wood back in a little, and there you go. A whistle.
Perfectly. So...
Hello, Ralph?
Hi, Darren.
I have something for you. It's a
Hey,
whistle.
Ralph! Have a look at what I got here.
Yeah, a whistle for me. Yeah,
Wow, that's
Darren
much better than a
is a real
piano.
punk rocker.
And smaller, too. Now, can I just borrow the horse for a short while if I give you the whistle for it?
Okay.
Okay. So what is with the raven? That's a other piece. What's here?
Hey, what's this then?
We found one more piece, the last piece. Ah, here's the figure. Perfect. We have all 4.
It's a little stone figure. Looks like a chess piece. It's the queen.
Load save. Chapter 5. Save. Yeah. I want to write over. So. Oh, I was supposed to say.
Words on the note are partly smudged. But there is... The king went north. The pawn went south. The queen... I can hardly read the rest. And the knight to the... something ST.
Queen... The king north?
Nothing's happening.
Yeah, but
Nothing.
yeah, but...
I heard a quiet click.
So there's... So it's some kind of puzzle game that I put it... Upward is north and south. And now I can just try to put it somewhere. Or what? Mm-hmm. Okay. So they really simplified the game.
I heard a quiet
I have
click.
only one possibility to put the things, so it's not so difficult.
Nothing's
Yeah,
happening.
yeah, come on.
I heard a quiet click.
Okay, that's the last one.
I heard a quiet click.
Ah, jackpot. Now it's open.
Phew.
But it was a really easy minigame. It could be more difficult. So let's save. Stupid crow. No, it should be stealing one of the chess figures and the door is closing behind us.
Damn bird again. He's got his own private way into this room.
Okay. Exit. Come on. So, oil lamp.
An old-fashioned oil lamp. This place must have been even spookier in flickering light from a flame. I'd rather leave it where it is.
But why? Rucksack.
I'd say the raven pecked it apart. Maybe he was looking for something edible, or more sparkling things.
Yeah, oil lamp is not good enough, but this is what he wants.
Some clothes. They really could have belonged to Angelina. And here, a little book. Is that...
Ah,
That's gotta be Angelina's diary. And here, there's a folded note in the book. But one thing at a time. What's she written on the last pages? Tuesday, I found him.
He's called Darren Michaels. Or rather, that's the name that they have given him, if I'm right about my suspicions. He's very nice. I don't think he has the faintest idea about the whole thing. I wanted to speak to Mrs. Michaels, but nobody came to the door when I rang the bell. There seems to be a man following me. Even before my departure, I had the feeling of being watched. What does the man want from me? Evening. Mrs. Michaels has had a terrible accident. She's lying in hospital with severe head injuries. I wonder if she had already fallen when I rang the bell. Oh, God, I'm imagining all sorts of horrible things. Wednesday. I've been arrested for the murder of a man whom I barely know. I was led into a trap. A voice told me over the phone that they had information about Darren. When I arrived at the store, I discovered the body and was promptly arrested. I think my pursuer is behind this. Or am I being paranoid? Who can have an interest in finally ending all of this?
No idea.
Afternoon. Darren is so sweet the
Oh.
way he's really gone to town to help me. He's so ready to help. He's a bit of an oddball, but I like him a lot. Doesn't matter if he is who I think he is. I've found a good friend. Or maybe more.
Mm.
Later.
So, what's
Reginald Boris.
the thing?
That's my pursuer's name. There's no doubt anymore. He's here to hinder my search, to stop what I'm doing. Who has sent him? Evening. It's him. I know it now. He brought a little casket with him on our first date. Inside there was a photo of his mother and the servant Bates. They were standing in front of the gate at Black Mirror Castle. I recognized it immediately. He simply has to be a Gordon. His mother had an affair, and after the fire, she went to the USA. But I don't have the guts to tell him. His mom's lying in the hospital, and he has enough to worry about. On the other hand, I've got to find out who my new adversaries are. What might happen if I were to take Darren back to Willow Creek, and in doing so, bring him into danger? I couldn't forgive myself for that. I'll go back on my own and start my own investigations into who our enemies are. I'll tell Darren everything at some point.
Okay. What does this mean? That his mom is his mom?
Like I thought. Angelina knew more than she let on the whole time, and she put herself in danger to protect me. It all fits together. The payments from Willow Creek, there being no pictures of my father, and me not being able to remember him. There was no car crash. There was a fire in the castle, and my mother was injured then. She was sent to the USA and received a pension, or maybe hush money. The only thing I don't understand, what is it all about? What did Angelina want to achieve, and what does the
No
Order want to
idea.
prevent? Most importantly, what have I got to do with it? There's nothing else in it. It's all scattered around.
Okay, wait. Diary message. What is this
This
message?
note was stuck in the diary. It's a letter. Darren, I hope this letter finds you.
I can't tell you just how sorry I am that I wasn't honest with you right from the start. I've underestimated the danger from the Order for way too long. I've been playing a little game, and now it looks like I've lost. The Order's agents are creeping through the ruins, and it's only a matter of time until they discover this room. I'm going to hide the pieces, and I'm going to try to break through to get to the village. Perhaps I can at least keep them away from the gate. Should you be reading this letter, then I haven't made it. And so, I ask you to complete my work. You don't believe in the curse, I know that. How could you, though? You were so far away. But I came across some illustrations during my studies, and it's all true. Terrible things happen here every 12 years. And that's been going on for centuries. Maybe it's mass suggestion, or maybe it's some kind of radiation, or maybe it's a curse. Call it what you like, but it has to stop.
It is a
The
curse.
key to all evil is hidden beneath the Academy. A chamber which was used centuries ago for some kind of dark rites. There are also the soul keys which Samuel Gordon discovered 12 years ago. Destroy them. Destroy everything. And if it's all just a fantasy in the people's heads around here, take away the reason for them to fear. But guard yourself against the Order. It is an occult sect which I had believed to have died out. A great mistake. It still exists. They mess about with dead bodies and they want your blood. According to the legend,
Nice.
only a male Gordon can open the cult's chamber, touch the soul keys, and carry out the dark rituals. That is why I was looking for you. I believe that you are the last of the Gordons. You are in the greatest danger, as long as the keys and summoning chamber are not destroyed. Then the Order will hunt you down to the very ends of the earth. Up until now, I haven't managed to penetrate the catacombs. To open the gate, you need to have the mosaic tiles. I have only found one. It's in my rucksack. The other 2 are hidden somewhere within the castle. The only clue I have to the hiding place of one of the other tiles is a name. Maximilian Mortimer Gordon. You have to return to Black Mirror Castle and look for the mosaic tiles there. The danger is great, since I'm sure that most of the castle's residents are also members of the Order, so don't make yourself known to them. It's the only chance of getting the mosaic pieces, and the only chance, perhaps, to discover who your father is. It's all so awful, Darren. It's as though I've opened Pandora's box. I wanted to do something good, and in doing so have brought you into terrible danger. I hope that everything will come good in the end, and that we too can start afresh together. With love, Angelina.
Yeah, okay. Is she dead or not? Maybe it's a plot twist. We don't know. We are Gordon, and we need to find some mosaic pieces. But how we get in the castle? Why they know us? They're searching for us. And so on and so on.
A curse? All of this because of a curse.
And why we are not going
Blood of the Gordons.
far away from there.
Secret society which like to call up the devil in person. It's all so crazy. How can you kill folks in the name of such a fantasy? How can anyone get so caught up in this superstitious baloney that they kill for it? But Angelina's right. Bizarre as these people's motives might be, they're gonna keep on going as long as they can see a chance of achieving their goal. They've gotta be stopped.
That's true.
And I'm gonna stop them. Angelina's death shouldn't have been completely in vain. The piece of mosaic's not in the rucksack, and there's nothing else lying around here. But I should check inside the sleeping bag just to make sure. I'd say the raven pecked it apart. Maybe he was looking for something edible, or more sparkling things.
Okay. So what's that?
A stone plinth. The pieces of mosaic that Angelina wrote about fit in the 3 grooves on each side of it.
Okay. Here's the sleeping bag. What's this visit?
Nothing. No mosaic tiles.
Shit.
I think I know who's got it.
Ah, it's
Not
this
only
bird.
have I got to get the 2 pieces from the castle, I've also got to retrieve another from a feathered thief.
Okay. Where's this crow? Push, Darren, push, you can do it.
The gate won't move.
You're so
I
weak.
can't see a latch or a keyhole.
Okay. Good. Let's go out and save and download. And then see what we can do.
Black Mirror.
Yeah, Black Mirror Castle. And hopefully there's no guy from the... I'll be going directly there.
I knew my path would one day lead here. I'll find out who my father is, find the mosaic pieces, and make sure that Angelina's death hasn't been in vain. But I gotta be damn careful. According to Angelina, at least one of the castle's residents is a member of the Order. Maybe I can find out who that is.
Who will it be? This is Bates. It's a good old mailbox. Let's check if there's some letter in it.
Huh. The lock on the letterbox seems to be damaged. Empty. Empty.
So the
It
statues.
seems they're a bit more relaxed with nudity here in England.
Yes, they are. In the US, they are really crazy about it.
Alright.
What I
I
heard.
don't need to examine it in such detail.
Touch the boobies.
It seems they're a bit more relaxed with. Alright. I don't need to.
So,
The stone figurine is a naked woman. A nymph. I can't see anything peculiar. The stone figurine is. The two stone figures. I can't see anything that could be of interest. The two stone figures look almost identical.
so
I wouldn't even have dreamed of standing in front of this gate a few days ago. It looks just like the photo. It almost looks like time stood still here.
yes, I do.
Huh. The braces on this door are badly weathered. The two have turned to rust and aren't even connected to the door frame at the bottom.
Let's say first. Scared. Go inside.
No way. The braces
shit.
are only connected to the frame on one side, but they're much more resistant than I thought.
Okay. Rings a
An
bell.
electric doorbell? I was expecting an old bell.
What is it? Old bell. A servant standing there. I'm going to the cottage and say hello.
Nothing. Maybe it's broken.
Wait. Just try with a wire. Who knows?
Still nothing. No way.
Yeah. Can we use something to open the... Ah!
Nah, I'll only
Oh,
break
shit.
this good lockpicking tool. I need something bigger. I don't think I'm gonna get through this door using skill.
Okay. Nothing. What was this with the nymphs? Can we just somehow use them?
It seems they're a bit more relaxed. Alright,
Ah, here. That's something.
there's a really thick branch lying in the undergrowth. Looks solid.
Maybe we can open the door with that.
It's damp but not rotten. It must have broken off the tree quite recently. Maybe in the storm yesterday.
I think it's good enough to open the door. This castle. The gate.
Using this branch as a lever should work.
Come on, man. Let's go.
That's it.
Ooh,
Hey!
who's here?
How did you get in here?
The
Who are
gate
you?
was open.
Really? I'll wring that brat's neck. I've told her 100 times that the gate must always stay closed if we don't want yobbos snooping around the grounds.
If you're referring to me, I'm not a yobo. I'm a policeman.
A policeman?
You don't say. Then you're sure to have ID. Can I help you, sir?
Bates, help me.
I've told Mr.
Lewis, good sir. To you, it's just Lewis. You'll take care of this, Bates. Wonderful. You will have to excuse our gardener, sir. How can I help you?
My name is Falk. I'm investigating a murder that occurred at the lighthouse last night.
I heard about that. Terrible. But tell me, Your accent.
I'm part of an exchange program. The United States,
Yeah, sure.
Canada, and Great Britain exchange detectives to learn about the various investigative methods. Sherlock Holmes meets Dick Tracy, you might say.
If the government deems it necessary.
Amazing
What
stories
about
that he
Inspector
talks him.
Collier? Shouldn't he be accompanying you?
He's sick today.
Ah, I see. He is getting on a bit. How can I help you?
Phew. This is an amazing property.
Indeed.
Well, it was a castle.
It's a place steeped in history.
Unfortunately, all that history often had plenty to do with blood, death, and misfortune, from what I've heard.
The Gordon family was often put to the test. That's true.
Forgive me for putting it like this, but the castle doesn't make the best impression.
I don't understand what that has to do with your inquiry, Mr. Falk.
Yeah. Darren, why you... Thanks for stories.
A witness saw an unusual black car at the crime scene.
What do you mean by unusual? The Gordon family does have a classic 30s English automobile in its possession.
Unusual enough. Were you up on the cliff with the car this morning?
The ladies haven't driven out anywhere today. And I also don't think that Lewis has taken the car either. Ask him. He looks after the car. Mainly when he should be looking after the garden.
Mm-hmm.
This Lewis has a bit of an abrupt manner.
He's Welsh.
Uh-huh.
Ah, yeah, it's a...
He came
gardener from
with his mistress,
Wells.
Lady Eleanor. When
was
she
thinking where I
moved
know
in
this name.
here after the death of her husband. He used to look after her castle's gardens in Wales. He used to have a different kind of work ethic there.
Lady Eleanor owns a castle in Wales?
She does. Her husband, Sir Richard, was killed in a dreadful accident a few years back. She moved here soon after that.
They can talk a bit quicker. I need to wait 1 minute for one sentence. That's a bit much.
What can you tell me about Samuel's ghost, which some of the tourists believe they've seen?
Indeed, there are a few tourists who believe they have seen him. But nothing unusual has happened for 12 years now. Apart from the castle being virtually besieged by tourists every now and again.
But not anymore.
No. Although, only yesterday there was a married couple who came to see the castle and its alleged ghost. Since they asked me politely in advance, I let them have a look around the garden. But did they find what they wanted? I very much doubt it. There are no ghosts here.
Yeah, okay. It's still really friendly to let some tourists in.
You said ladies.
Lady Victoria, she owns Black Mirror Castle, and Lady Eleanor is a relative of hers from Wales.
Mm-hmm.
The ladies are the last of the Gordons. They reside here in the castle.
Can I have a word with them?
I would prefer it if you didn't disturb them. Lady Victoria is not a young woman.
She
No
was
harm in a
already
few words.
old
Sure.
12 years ago.
Whatever there might be to discuss, you can also discuss with me. I've been involved with the Gordons for more than 70 years. I can tell you everything you may wish to know.
70 years working for one family. It's amazing.
This woman has been murdered. Did you know her?
Are you sure, sir?
Sadly, yes. Her name is Angelina Morgan. You seem to recognize her.
Come with me, sir.
Come with me, sir. We'll have to show this to the ladies.
Ah, no. It's open
Fine.
to let us in.
One moment, please, sir. I'll announce your arrival.
What was that in the mirror?
Ghost. Amazing.
Mr.
There is
Falk,
completely
their ladies
crazy already.
are ready to receive you.
Mr. Falk, is everything all right?
I see ghosts. I'm totally crazy.
Yes, thank you. I didn't sleep well. Lady Victoria? Lady Eleanor. My name is Inspector Falk. I'm investigating a murder case.
Bates said you had a photograph of the victim.
That's right. Do you know her?
What's her name?
Angelina Morgan.
I don't know her.
If that's everything.
I do have a few
Oh,
more
what
questions.
now?
It's all right, Bates. Of course, we will be glad to cooperate with the police.
First you let us in,
Drive
because
to the village and do the job I asked you to do. I'm sure the inspector will keep us company.
Very well, Mom.
okay. Let's read first.
So,
Let
how
us in.
can we help you?
Let's send. They don't know anything.
You seem to be extremely keen to see the picture of the dead woman, and Bates had a noticeable reaction when I showed him the picture. You are sure that you don't know this young lady?
Quite
Be honest to
sure.
me.
Only we are concerned. The
Yeah.
murder took place quite close to here.
Not the first.
No, on their own property.
Sadly, you're quite right. It's now. It's 12 years ago, you understand? So many years. And now there's another murder.
Tell me about the series of murders 12 years ago.
No. It doesn't have a thing to do with this crime.
Leave all that alone. Please confine yourself to this murder case. This is quite bad enough already.
Oh. Ah. I thought. She makes a sound in the background, but it's a fire. Ah. Okay, what is with Bates?
Your butler Bates seems to be looking after you.
He has been our butler for decades. He is something like the decent soul of this house.
Mm-hmm.
He sees it as his highest duty to do all he can for my well-being. Also, even if he neglects his own welfare.
Is he ill?
Yes, I fear he is. We've often suggested that he sit with us and enjoy some peace and quiet for a while. But he always strictly denies that he can no longer fulfill his obligations. We've recently taken on domestic help to at least help him out a little.
Old Bates. Cannot work.
May I look around the
What?
castle?
Anymore?
I'd very much like to talk to Lewis one more time.
Of course. We have nothing to hide.
Okay.
Stay as long as you like.
Oh, thank you.
Only please keep away from the private rooms.
That goes without saying, ma'am.
Ma'am. Not here, Eleanor.
You've only been living
Ah, it
here a
was
few
here.
years, Lady Eleanor?
That's right. I didn't want to live alone in a big house after my husband died.
So you moved
Yeah,
in
it
with
was
your
quite a big
relatives in Willow
explosions
Creek
there.
and brought Lewis with you.
Lewis was our gardener in Wales. He is sometimes a bit difficult, but I didn't have the heart to lay him off.
Ooh.
I offered him to come with me and look after the garden here.
Which he doesn't seem to do.
Well, he didn't cope very well with having to leave his garden and his home in Wales.
Oh. Poor guy.
Tell me about your estate in Wales.
It's a lovely castle. Not as big or old as this one. I haven't been back since we left. I'm afraid it's probably in a terrible condition. And the marsh has probably spread even further. It's terrible. I couldn't stomach seeing our home like that. We had many happy years there.
When did your husband die?
A few years ago, Sir Richard, my husband, was a scientist. He did his experiments in a summer house.
Mm-hmm.
I used to
Yes, we know.
joke that he would blow himself up one day. I didn't really believe that that's exactly what would happen.
Hmm.
I'm willing to bet that I was imprisoned in Lady Eleanor's castle. It all fits together perfectly. And the phone call would suggest that it wasn't chosen at random. Did she make her old estate available for the Order to use?
No, it was even Bates. Or even Lewis, who could be a member. Or Victoria. Anyways.
Lewis is here of his own free will. I don't understand why he doesn't give this new life a go.
You are young, Mr. Falk. You don't know what it's like having to leave your home behind you. Lewis's roots are in Wales. A tree withers without roots.
Why doesn't he go back then?
I've suggested it to him. I promised him a small amount of money to start him off. First, I thought he would do it. But then he stayed after all.
Strange.
He's a complicated man. He's been working for me for over 20 years, but I still don't have the feeling that I actually know him. I think he blames me for his unhappiness. He only ever speaks to me if it can't be avoided, and I can see that hate in his eyes.
Who knows, who knows? Maybe he's a member of the Order.
What kind of research was Sir Richard doing?
He had very diverse interests. After the tragedy 12 years ago, he was mainly concerned with, well, with blood.
With blood.
He was convinced that the Gordons' blood must somehow be different from that of other people. I think he was looking for a scientific explanation for all of the misery that has accompanied the family for hundreds of years.
A curse in a test tube.
Insanity is hereditary, as you may know. Why not misfortune?
Or the misfortune is only the result of the hallucinations.
What hallucinations?
That explains what Angelina was looking for in Wales. She was hoping that Richard had found out something interesting before he died. I'm going to have another look around. Goodbye, Lady Eleanor.
It's nice to see another face in this house.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Something else here. Nice boobies. Just a hole here. Knitting basket. Can I steal something there?
A basket of knitting gear. Wool, scissors, and that kind of thing. May I borrow a piece of thread, Lady Eleanor?
Some thread?
Yes, please. About 2 yards?
Certainly. Help yourself.
Thanks.
Nice.
Good. Thread is always useful. I took some of the tear-proof stuff. I don't see what old ladies get out of knitting. Perhaps it just helps them kill time.
I think so too. I see a book on the floor. Bates. It's not okay. What are you doing? Mm-hmm. So. Painting. Where we need to start?
A huge
Just
metal globe.
try to go around and
Monstrous thing.
see.
There's an ornate fence or some kind of barrier around the globe. No idea what that's for. There's an ornate fence.
Okay. Stone slab.
There's some letters engraved in the stone plate on the globe's pedestal. There are names. A whole series of them. Wait a minute. The first name is Maximilian Mortimer Gordon. That's the name from Angelina's notes. Does that
Perfect.
mean...
Maybe we can open it. Take your knife out.
Huh. I can't hear anything. But the stone slab could be the lid of a secret compartment in the globe's pedestal. And it would be an ideal hiding place for a piece of mosaic.
Come, open
The
it.
knife would bend before moving the slab an
Oh,
inch.
shit. So,
I'm almost certain there's a secret compartment hidden behind the stones.
maybe
There's
I
an
need to
ornate fence or some kind of barrier
press some
around
buttons
the globe.
there. The
No
fence.
idea what that's for. There's an ornate fence.
Here. Stone slab. Back. Okay, now we know a bit more.
A large double-winged door. It's no different from the others.
So go inside.
It's locked.
Inspector, you have no reason to be here. This door is to remain closed.
Certainly, madam. Please forgive me.
Yeah,
Why is she making such a big deal about this door?
who knows? Okay.
A small fire for such an impressive fireplace. The old ladies here seem to be a lot tougher than back in the States. Over there, it'd be at least 82 degrees in every room. I'll have time to stare into the flames and be all melancholy when this is over. Jeez. Now that's a friendly-looking face. That's how I imagine a bloodthirsty Russian Tsar would look like. Wild eyes, evil glare, and expensive clothes. I'm quite sure that he didn't earn the bling on his fingers and round his neck through hard work.
Mm-hmm.
The chair looks inviting, but it's too early to have a rest.
Come on. Rest a bit. The library. Let's see. Oh god. So much stuff here to look for.
Stories, adventures, and fairy tales. Dickens, Defoe, Anderson, Jules Verne. These are probably the most modern books in this library.
Mm-hmm. Next bookshelf.
The Encyclopedia Britannica in at least 3 editions. Will there ever be a bigger reference book? Shakespeare dramas, Shakespeare tragedies, Shakespeare comedies. Ah, poetry by Shakespeare. Bibles and religious texts. Some of them look damn valuable. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a handwritten version hidden somewhere here.
Mm-hmm.
An old-fashioned telephone. But who should I call?
No idea.
An old-fashioned telephone.
Family
That's
tree.
the Gordon's family tree. Almost the same as the one in Wales. That's the Gordon's family tree. Almost the same as the one in Wales.
Margaret Marcus. Thomas Randall. William Victoria. Rosalie Randall. Elsa Samuel. Oh, here. Ah, what's here?
Huh. It looks as though something's been painted over
I was
here at the
saying.
top, directly above Samuel and Catherine's generation. Unfortunately, it's been painted over. No way you can work out what was written there before.
Yeah. Okay. This told already. I think it's Darren is the son of Samuel. This the curse is on him too. So
At its peak, the British Empire encompassed around a quarter of the entire landmass of the planet and around a third of its population. The globe is from this period. The ladies probably approve more of this division of the world than the real one.
yeah. It's like that. So corridor. Okay, here. Outside. Stairs up.
I'd say something like a knight or a nobleman. And judging by his clothing, he must have been around 100 years ago. He seems somehow familiar. Probably an ancestor of the Gordons.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. The plant hasn't been here long. Considering the amount of light it gets, it's not gonna last long either.
Yeah.
No. I don't want to look in there again.
Come on, dude. You're already
Really
nuts. Ah, phew. Let's go up. Oh, we can go up. Amazing. Okay, we cannot go in the other corridor. Okay. Ooh.
So much for the nakedness in England. 4 naked girls at once here. And the chap they're all entertaining really seems to be enjoying it. So much for the nakedness in England. 4 naked girls at once here. And the so much for the nakedness in
Okay.
an old-fashioned
Vase.
an antique vase or carafe. I'll leave that where it is. It's locked. There's probably nothing special inside anyway.
Ooh, a bathroom. I remember that in Black Mirror 1 I was really confused because there was bathrooms. They only had the one basin in Samuel's room.
Powder, makeup, and so on. Nothing of any use to me. A lion's head. I think the lion was a symbol of immortality in ancient times. What's that got to do with a bathtub? An old
Take a bath. Come on,
I
Darren.
can't see anything unusual, apart from the fact that the plug is missing. That might make it difficult to have a bath. I can't see anything.
Okay, what a tap.
A tap, like any other you might have found in this country 50 years ago.
You couldn't.
Curtains in the bathroom. Oh well, to each their own. Lots of roofs, alcoves, walls. I wonder how many rooms the castle has. You could easily hide Mom's little house in one of the wings.
True story. Ooh, a bench.
That is so comfortable. A bench in a bathroom. Jeez. A chandelier in a bathroom. Madness.
Let aristocrats be aristocrats. Really fancy, man.
I wonder what was going on with that mirror down there in the hall. I really thought I saw Samuel Gordon. I'll probably collapse of exhaustion when this is all over. I look tired.
Yeah, okay.
A pile of towels. Small ones, big ones.
What?
Pile
Take a
of
shower or bath? Okay, nothing.
Pile.
Floor. This was the floor. Tell me.
What an effort it must take to keep this old tiled floor so clean. I can imagine Bates checking twice a day to see if any dirt accumulates in the nooks and crannies in the meantime. The floor is more than clean. No grounds for... The floor is more...
Shh.
The door is locked.
How we know it's the Dead Space room?
The door is locked.
Okay. Was it not an extra room on this side? It's a hall. Oh, who is that?
A coffee grinder is the last thing I'd have expected in an English castle, but it looks really new and unused.
Because it's unused.
Oh, excellent. Transylvania may be somewhere in Romania. But don't worry, we're ready for undead in this castle too. That's for hanging up meat.
So,
Or playing pirates.
only in Romania you're using garlic or what? You wanna say? Maybe it's that. Cupboard.
Well, the dishes are well looked after, but you can't hide their age. They're becoming faded. There ain't many dishes for such a big household, but they're probably only used by the ladies. Much too good for the servants. A few teaspoons. They're all well polished and lined up in a neat row.
Come on, steal one.
I'm just gonna take a spoon.
Okay. Hands.
Two little metal pots. Judging by the layer of dust, they're no longer used.
Good, good.
No,
Why not? Need it.
an empty vase. It looks old, like everything here.
Don't be like that. Yeah, door. Is it open? Like Tia was normally in the first game.
The door is bolted.
A board with
Might lead to a
keys.
storeroom or a cellar.
Okay. Sally.
A kitchen range that could really only be found in furniture catalogs of the last century.
I was complaining
Can't
about
really
the
make
castle.
out anymore what this picture's supposed to be. Perhaps it's not such a good idea to hang pictures directly above the stove.
Here, castle. Kitchen. Huh. Boots.
A pair of old rubber boots. They're as clean as when they were made, though. Perhaps they belong to Lewis.
Good old Darren just stealing everything. Who's that, Sally?
Sally doesn't really seem to put her all into her job.
It's nice that she says a
Hello.
new servant.
Oh, hello.
Can
A
talk a
living
lot with
soul
her.
here.
My name is Falk, Inspector Falk. I'm a policeman.
A copper. How exciting. I'm Sally.
Hi, Sally.
Do you know this woman?
Never seen her before. Looks a bit like a snob.
I don't suppose there are pictures of all the cooks who have worked here by any chance.
No idea. Must be ages ago, though, since there was an actual cook here. Ask Bates, he knows everything.
True.
I'd prefer not to ask either him or Lady Victoria.
Then I don't know either.
You and Bates look after everything here?
Well, looking after. Bates does most of that. He lets me do all the dirty work. Cleaning, cooking, and all that sort of thing.
Isn't that your job?
That's what he says all the time. But being honest, I'd expected something quite different, you know? I mean, a castle with such knobs living in it. You'd expect the odd soiree every now and again.
Or, cute prince?
Well, Charles is off the market now. But anyone under 80 would do this place a world of good. Sometimes it really does seem like a grave here.
Who's Charles? Who's Charles, man?
What can you tell me about Lewis?
A disgusting man. Ugh. I was hoping when I started he wouldn't be a snob like all the others are here. But he's just as boring and in a permanent bad mood. I never get more than 3 words out of him.
So, I think this lady is just a bit lazy and stupid. She's supposed to be, looks like that. Well, just her character should be a young British lady with not so much educational background.
Do you know what's behind the locked door in the hall?
I've asked myself that question too. But you can't get a thing out of Bates about it. Once, he got me listening at the door. He gave me such a telling off, like nothing I'd ever known before.
What is there behind?
He was so mad, he nearly collapsed. He was coughing blood and I had to hold him up. I've been giving the door a wide berth since then.
Okay,
Gotta
so there's something
find out
behind
what's
it.
behind that door. The rooms there would be an ideal hiding place for one of the mosaic tiles.
Okay.
Is Lady Victoria a good boss?
I don't know. Bates hardly lets me talk to her. When I first came here, I made her ladyship a few suggestions on how she might want to redecorate the castle a bit. Just get rid of a bit of the mustiness, you know? Since
No,
then,
that's really
I
bad.
always have to ask Bates if I want something from her ladyship.
I think it's not
What's
positive when
wrong
she is
with
going
Lady
around
Eleanor?
and says
What could be wrong with her? Snore.
how to
Sits around all day, either
decorate
knitting or
different-
reading.
Anything else?
She plays piano for Lady Victoria every now and again. In this house, that counts as having a wild party. You know,
amazing.
it's about time I got myself another position.
You want to leave?
Yeah, sooner rather than later.
Maybe to a movie or a pop star's house. Somewhere where things are a bit lively at least.
I think this old lady doesn't make so much dirt. I would be happy to be there.
Can you tell me anything about Samuel's ghost? Apparently it's been seen by a few tourists.
Oh, yeah. I've seen it too. At one of the windows. It scared the living daylights out of me. A gruesome face. I hope I'll never see it again.
Okay.
That's true. At which window?
I don't remember exactly. I think it was in the Forbidden Wing.
Okay.
Forbidden Wing.
Yeah, you know, what's behind the locked door in the hall.
Okay. I won't keep you from your work any longer.
Ah, don't worry about it.
Okay. What a lovely woman. No, man.
Who have we got here? Huh. This thieving magpie in a raven suit has something I need.
Wait. Chapter 5. Safe.
Apparently,
But
these things are to blame for the English still driving on the left. If you were to guide your horse with your right hand, you'd run the risk of being squashed between the wagons.
Yeah, but be a bit carefully not that we try to get the mistake from the nest is that we're falling into the well.
Judging. The floor here is rain-sodden and very muddy. The floor here is...
Mm-hmm.
an ancient well. I can't imagine that it's still in use. Even this place must have a normal water supply by now. There used to be some sort of device hanging on this frame, which brought the water to the surface. There's nothing about the well that interests me, and hopefully nothing in the well either. I bet the raven stole the piece of mosaic from Angelina's backpack, and brought it here to its nest.
And why is you certain that's the one raven and not the other one? Oh,
I bet the raven stole the piece of mosaic.
okay.
Even if I wanted to, I couldn't hit him. I've never thrown a knife in my life.
Come on. We can do it. We can go down up there. Maybe we need a ladder. Okay, so okay. What we can do here with the boots.
And now the boots look like boots should. Dirty. The floor here is rain-sodden and very muddy.
But what do we need? Muddy boots.
The floor here is rain-sodden and very muddy.
Maybe to distract someone from upstairs. Okay. Let's look here around.
An old wooden staircase. Probably leads to the stableman's room. I don't want to go up there. Doesn't look very sturdy. I don't want to go up there.
Okay.
That's probably the Gordon's family coat of arms. I don't know anything about heraldry. There are complicated rules about creating and reading coats of arms. It probably means something like, we are a very old family, but unfortunately also quite insane. Please keep your distance.
Perfect.
The gate must have been replaced a short time ago. The wood still looks new. But I don't think there's anything suspicious about that.
Yeah, I remember it was not so nice store, but here's a roof, have holes. I ask myself if they have still horses.
The best of British technology. At least it used to be.
Ooh, a toolbox. Perfect, now we can steal something.
Lewis toolbox. Various wrenches, a cloth, a hammer, pliers, all the things you need. Huh. I think I'll take the big hammer. I could also use it as a weapon if I need to, which might be the case in this place.
I don't think so.
I don't need any more. If I do, then I know where I can find it.
Oh, here's an old English car.
Ralph was talking about a shiny black car. Is this the one he saw? But who drove
No
from
idea.
the castle to the crime scene this morning? What were they doing there? I don't even know about American cars of the last 10 years. My knowledge of English cars from the first half of the century is absolutely zilch.
Okay.
An old wooden ladder. It seems to have been used a lot. The rungs are really worn and smooth.
Fits perfectly in his pocket. Okay. Now I will save and then we'll go up to the grove. Or rave, whatever. And try to get the mosaic, or find the mosaic. Or maybe we fall in the well. It's not so well for us. If you fall down there.
He doesn't like that at all. I gotta be careful. Ravens have got hard beaks that are as sharp as knives. They can really make a mess of you.
And let's see what we can do. Or if we get a mosaic piece, what we are looking for.
Ow! The critter starts pecking at my fingers as soon as I get near them. As long as the bird's in the nest, I've got no chance.
So. Ooh. Should take
I'm
spoon.
sure the raven would love this shiny spoon, but if I just put it down somewhere, he'll get it and fly straight back to the nest. I wouldn't
Okay.
have enough time to get the piece of mosaic, and I'm sure he's not gonna give it to me in gratitude for the spoon.
I don't think so. So where we can put it?
There's nothing about the well that interests me.
Okay. Hammer.
I'm not gonna throw a hammer at it.
No, you should go there. Climb up. And use the hammer with a bird.
Hey, he's a damn beast, but I'm still not gonna throw a rubber boot at him.
Shh. Still don't know what's your problem. So where we can put this stupid spoon?
The silver spoon is way...
Now we can stick it in the mud. No. Oh, here. Is this something?
I've knotted the spoon to the thread. You're not gonna free that in a hurry.
Maybe this is helping us. Okay. Can we hang it somewhere? Oh, yeah. I would
Let's
think
try it.
that could solve our problem.
Look at this! A shiny spoon!
Now! Quickly.
Excellent. And Angelina's mosaic piece.
And immediately it starts raining. Amazing.
A piece of mosaic for a spoon. A good deal for me. I've got what I want. I'm not going near that critter again.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You have one. Let's see.
Hey, Lewis.
Shit, the guy's just lying there in the mud.
You again? I thought you'd been thrown out.
Lady Victoria gave me permission to have a look around the castle and the gardens.
How nice of her. What do you want?
What can you tell me about the castle?
I think that's
Nothing.
much.
A big, ugly building.
With an overgrown garden.
What have I got to do with that?
Here's a gardener.
Aren't you the gardener?
My garden's a few hundred miles west of here.
In Wales.
That's right.
So you just do the bare minimum here, if at all.
The garden's too big for one man alone, and what's the point in looking after it? This whole place is doomed. The house is falling apart. The lady won't live for much longer, and Bates is as good as dead.
You're hoping that Lady Eleanor will return to Wales when Lady Victoria dies.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
That's a nice car.
Certainly is. The only decent surprise here. I discovered it behind the stables, built it back up from scratch. My father used to work on a car like this, and he taught me quite a bit.
Do you
Nice.
sometimes take it out for a spin? To the coast, for example?
I drive the ladies. They used to still have bloody horses in the stable, but looking after them was too much effort for the old folks. Now,
Yeah, of course.
this is the only pair of wheels. But the ladies don't leave the house much at all. Bates usually walks to the village. He says it's good for his health. But every time it takes a bit longer.
You weren't at the coast with the car this morning.
No.
So the ladies will not drive alone. He says he don't drive. Bates walks, so someone is lying here.
What can you tell me about Lady Eleanor?
If you want to know something about Lady Eleanor, then you better ask Lady Eleanor. She's her own favorite subject.
You mean she's egotistical?
She threw everything away and fled here in a mad rush after Sir Richard died. Who does such a thing?
The castle and the garden in Wales reminded her of her dead husband.
And
Yeah,
she
sure.
should have thought of the family history. You don't just give up an house where generations have lived and worked.
How did her
True.
husband die?
He blew himself up, did all kinds of strange experiments. In the last years, he became obsessed with uncovering the secret of what drove Sir William and his sons insane. He hardly left his lab anymore, and collapsed in exhaustion more than once. Her ladyship was very worried.
Bates seems to be very tired.
He's terminally ill. The doctors say it's a miracle he's still alive. But let me tell you, Bates will kick the bucket on the very same day that Lady Victoria dies. Like a dog that follows its master. I
think
he
so too.
just finds it unfitting to die before his mistress.
He says he's worked for the Gordons for more than 70 years and that he knows all their secrets.
I'd believe that at the drop of a hat. No one knows the castle and garden better than him. But when it gets to his own bonds, he's getting forgetful. A loyal soul. That's why they've given him Sally, I think.
I met Sally.
The only one in the castle who's not at least 100 and starting to decay.
Is she a good housekeeper?
Not really.
She's lousy.
She often seems to be in trouble with Bates because of that.
He's the one that chose her, and turned away much better candidates.
Why did he do that?
Yeah, if you're worried about being replaced.
Then you chose the worst possible replacement to stay indispensable yourself.
That's how it is.
Lewis, do you believe in ghosts? Some tourists claim they've seen some here.
Oh, yeah, the reputed ghost. They besieged us for weeks on end after Murray planted that rumor. A whole pack of them completely trashed the garden.
Oh god.
Lady Eleanor said she gave you the option of going back home to Wales, and even offered some money to get you set up.
I don't know what that's got to do with you.
I just find it strange. You desperately want to go back, and are even offered some money, too.
And then? Work as a caretaker in a new bloody housing estate? I've offered more than once to look after the castle in Wales, and keep it in working order. But apparently there's not enough money for that.
So, it's not so much about going back to Wales. It's more about going back to your castle and your garden.
Yeah.
That's right.
What you really want is to turn back time. Unfortunately, that's never been possible. Well, see you later.
Not if I see you first.
Okay. So. Nice. Okay. Let's go to the main entrance. Oh, here. Maybe we can look a bit around. It's a really big castle, man.
The view would be great from up there. The tower seems to have windows on every side. Perhaps it used to be a defense tower and was later converted. Maybe it just looked like that from the beginning.
Can we see some ghosts here around? Oh, it looks really shitty around here.
That way leads deeper into the garden. It's all overgrown and fallen apart. I'd be better off staying away.
I think it's... They don't have all things or all the places of the first game.
I don't think I'm gonna find anything in this wilderness. I'd be better off concentrating on the castle.
Okay, window. Come on, Ben.
The castle looks really lived in from here. There's light coming from many of the windows.
Yeah, but this lady's only there. Is Victoria pooping now?
Looks as if the ivy has killed the tree and is now attacking the house. Quite convenient for a burglar. But as long as I'm allowed to roam freely, I'm not gonna start climbing around on the facade.
Okay, here. Mailbox. Empty. Here. Ooh, yeah. I'll check it this bit.
What's behind the closed door over there?
There was a terrible fire here 24 years ago. Samuel's wife, Catherine, lost her life. That wing has been closed off since then. Too many memories, I think.
Did the fire start on the ground floor?
No, on the first floor. The ground floor was mostly spared as far as I know. But even the rooms below those destroyed in the fire remain closed. Bates and Victoria make sure that no one goes into them.
What is there?
I see. Was anyone else injured or killed?
One of the cooks was injured. As far as I know, she wanted to help and was badly burned.
I'm going to have another look around. Goodbye, Lady Eleanor.
It's nice to see another face in this house.
It seems like that she is a nice lady. It's a gardener is not so happy about her. Is she saying
This
something?
tool is not designed for such old locks.
And someone in the library. Ah, we have the hammer. Maybe we
Lady
can.
Victoria's on the phone. Let's see.
Don't we have a photograph?
Young man,
Hey, let me
it's
listening.
not befitting, even for a policeman to eavesdrop behind closed doors.
I didn't mean to. Pardon me. Were they talking about me? But why should Lady Victoria, of all people, cooperate with the Order? She's got more of a reason than anyone else to want to put an end to the curse.
It's a barrier. Maybe we can do something.
I
Go on,
don't think
open
the
it.
ladies would be that happy if I were to use a hammer on the stone slab. You'd hear that through the castle. Well, the police would be straight on to me, and then things would get really complicated.
But better than getting caught by the Order. Okay, let's go away again. Go upstairs in the bathroom. And now is my dirty boots.
It would be better if I didn't make a mess of the floor. I have no reason to, and Bates would be really pissed if he caught me.
If you caught you, but he's not there, so everything is fine.
A pile of towels.
So, what I can do with this floor? Yeah, we have too many possibilities to do. Mirror. Desktop. Oh, here. Victoria's here again.
Victoria, would you please tell me what's behind the locked door?
Only an unused wing of the house.
Could I have a quick look in there?
No, unfortunately not. The wing is in danger of collapsing, and that's why it's closed off. For your own sake, keep well away from that wing.
Yeah, but still.
Absolutely. Your domestic help, this Sally.
Ah, have you already met her?
Such a nice
She...
girl.
She doesn't really seem to fit in here.
With us old people, do you mean?
She seems to be the exact opposite of Bates.
That's a sharp observation. She embodies everything which is the opposite of Bates. Undisciplined, untidy, unreliable. She gossips.
Perhaps he wanted to demonstrate to you what you have in him.
I know exactly what I have in him. But I also know he's not well. He can no longer care for the house and us old ladies all on his own. I will look for the next domestic help. And it will be someone rather more industrious. Someone who will rarely take the load off Bates.
Yeah, I
I'll
hope
go and
so.
take a bit of a look around.
Of course.
So, Sally.
Good day, Sally.
Yes?
Lewis seems to take care of his car rather better than the garden.
That's for sure. Ever since I've been here, he's been doing something to it nearly every day. And when he's not fixing it, he's either polishing or driving around in it.
So he's
Has
driving around with
he
it
driven
frequently.
it this morning?
This morning? Yeah, he did. I heard him starting it up. You can't help but hear that.
But you didn't see him.
I know exactly what that car sounds like. When he's working on it, he must start it something like 20 times a day.
But you weren't able to see whether or not Lewis or somebody else was driving it.
Lewis is the only one who drives that car.
Okay. Lewis said that Bates selected you for the position, not her ladyship.
Yeah, that's right. There were a few candidates. The cleverest ones made for the exit as soon as they reached the gate. But if I was being honest, I thought that out of those I met, there were a few of them who were better suited to the job than I was. I was a bit surprised when he chose me.
He must have
Nice.
been impressed by your hidden qualities.
Yeah. And so
Really
now,
hidden.
all he does is moan about everything. He spends the whole day creeping about after me. Sally, do this, do that, don't do that. Like being in school.
Okay. I won't keep you from your work any longer.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So, let's save the game. And then we try to go to the town. And maybe we find out there something. Or can we go to this town? Nope. Nothing. Shit. What I can do with it?
The gate is bolted.
Okay. We can do as well. The mud. Where's with the mud? There should be a reason why I can click on the mud. Okay.
Hey, Lewis.
You drive the car. What's Sally saying? Tell me.
What is it now?
Sally says that you were out in the car this morning.
Sally should keep her nose in her gossip magazines where it belongs.
So you didn't go out in the car this morning?
I said that already.
I don't believe him. Which of the old folks could have driven the car without Lewis noticing? Well, see you later.
No idea.
Not if I see you first.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, a teapot.
An old, original English teapot. My mom used to have a similar one. Huh.
Hmm? Shit, I was skipping what he was saying.
Don't touch! Please excuse me, but this teapot is very old, and Bates has told me many times that I must look after it.
She's doing a good
carefully.
job.
He's just popped down to the village to
Didn't
get
she?
some tea. We've run out.
There's no more tea? I didn't even think that would be possible in an English castle.
Bates said that the tea had gone bad. He got rid of it.
Amazing.
Huh. Or he needed an excuse to go to the village. As long as Sally's here in the kitchen, I won't get anywhere near the tea.
So, we need to... Is the bathroom a bit dirty? Did she have something to do? Wait, come on. New floor. Yeah, now we can make things dirty. Amazing. But okay, nice.
Oh, what a mess.
Okay. Let's go down to Sally again. Ooh, Sally's.
Good day, Sally.
The bathroom is dirty. Could you clean it? Before the ladies are seeing it.
I noticed that the bathroom floor up there is extremely dirty.
What? Not again.
It looks like boot prints.
I've told Lewis a million times he shouldn't come through the house in his muddy boots. Damn it. I better clean that up before the old git notices it. Otherwise, he'll have me cleaning it again and again and again.
Sally is distracted. Time to secretly take the teapot to the library.
To the library? For what?
And then I'll try to work out where I can get some tea at short notice.
Shit. Okay. What do you have? There's a tea in the library.
An English teapot. Looks I can use it to lure the ladies in the library.
New table here. It's really working like that. It's amazing. Ladies, tea is ready.
So, the teapot and service are already in place. Now we just need some tea.
Yeah, but
It'll be
where we get some
dangerous for
tea?
me in the village. The Order will definitely be looking for me there. But it'd be a good opportunity to see if Bates is trying to alert the Order. I'm gonna have to go back to the village and get some tea. But before I enter the lion's den, I'm gonna take some precautions. It'd be best if I lure the entire Order in the hotel. Then I can walk around the village square in relative peace. Here's a phone. Then, let's do it.
Hopefully it works.
Murray? Hello. Darren Michaels here. Oh, I'll be leaving today. I'll be at the hotel in about half an hour. No, I just wanted to let you know so you can write the bill. Nothing to pay? Oh, right. I paid in advance. Never mind. Now you know. See you in half an hour, Murray. See you soon.
So,
Okay, so Murray knows. If I'm not completely mistaken, most of the Order will be waiting for me at the hotel in half an hour. To the village.
let's go.
I thought so. I hardly believed he was shopping at the library.
So, let's see. What he's doing.
Tom's here again.
Shit.
So Bates has got something to do with the Order. I've got to get closer, but better around the outside.
Gopher. But you are generously compensated.
Yeah. You know exactly how much I need this bloody compensation.
I will not tolerate that tone of voice. You know.
All right, man. I'll go and look for her.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. They're talking about who.
Interesting.
So, save. 2 hours, okay.
Locked. Damn. How else can I get a key in this dump of a place? I have to get inside. I don't have time to wait until this evening. How
Can we open it?
fitting. Cracking Tom's door with his own tool.
Yeah, sure.
Same principle as in the hotel.
Why not? Oh, shit. Eek. Okay, lower, higher. Yeah. Okay. Like that, and now. So a bit lower and much more lower. Okay. Nah, higher. Come on, let's do it. There's no. Oh, a bit lower. A bit higher again. But now it should be good. A bit lower. Just one. A bit lower. Wait. Okay. Just a bit lower. Oh, here. Ah, good. Good, finally.
The wire snapped. But I've achieved what I wanted to.
Okay, let's searching for some tea bags. Somehow it's the ultimate goal to get the ladies away. Shit, really nothing else? Only some tea bags.
There's the tea I need.
And nothing else here.
Now, quickly back to the castle. A card from the Willow Creek at 5 murder locations.
Okay. Safe. So we cannot take the card, so maybe when we are getting out of the door we have some event that we need to react to run away. Oh no.
I guess Bates isn't back yet.
Okay. Empty. Ladies, I have some tea for you.
Everything's ready. Just need some hot water. I'll just let Sally know.
Okay.
Good day, Sally.
Yes?
I need some hot water because it's tea time.
Sally, Bates has asked me to tell you that you can announce tea time today. Now all we're missing is the hot water.
Oh, so I'm good enough for that now, am I?
Mm-hmm.
He was rather exhausted after doing the shopping.
No wonder. I don't understand why he simply didn't tell Lewis to go.
It is. So now we have some time to
I do.
open the thing. To open the doors here. Okay. Let's try it out.
That's taking it a bit far. I've got to find another quiet way to open the slab.
No.
There's an ornate fence or some kind of barrier around the... There's an ornate
So can I use something with it?
Apparently behind the door, just a few rooms. All in date, and until I have the key for the door... Apparently behind... And until I have the key...
Telephone. It looks like she inside. Ooh, here. This
Sally
lady.
put her cleaning things down here. An old metal bucket and a mop.
Let's just grab the stuff.
I'll take the mop with me.
What I can do with it? God.
The floor is sparkling clean again. Sally's done a good job, but she didn't really have a choice considering Bates' standards.
True.
Pile of towels. Insanity is hereditary.
Good.
What's wrong with me? What are these visions? Samuel had a book in his hand, and he was pointing to this tile.
So let's see.
Apparition pointed to these tiles. It won't move at all. The apparition. It won't move at all.
You have a hammer.
What? There's a
Amazing.
cavity behind it.
What was that?
A handwritten page from a book. It looks like it's from William Gordon's diary, with additions from his grandson, Samuel. As far as I know, they both fell from one of the castle towers. Now, did Samuel rip out the page and hide it first? But then, why? There are lots of little pyramids or triangles scribbled on the page in a circle. 3 of them have been crossed out.
So maybe it's... Ah, yeah, from this globe down there. Second... 4th, 5th? Okay. I think that will help us.
Now, I've seen these triangles somewhere before.
Yeah, sure.
There's nothing else in the cavity. And if I'm lucky, no one will notice the hole before I'm gone.
Okay, second.
They seem to be the same pyramids that are in Samuel's diary.
So, can I press you something?
Let's see. You can push them in.
Right. I think this is combination to open the door.
Yes, finished. But nothing's happening.
Can I open it still?
I knew it. A secret compartment. And inside there is...
Oh, nice.
a second piece of mosaic.
What
So-
are you doing there, sir?
I was just looking at this space here. Unusual, isn't it?
Indeed it is. There was always a stone slab there before.
Perhaps someone removed it.
I will ask Sally about that.
What now?
That was close.
Lady Victoria, I've just returned from the village and I thought you might like to know.
Very good, Bates. Take a break for half an hour. No debate now.
Mm-hmm. So I need to leave, or what we have to do? Okay, chapter 5, save. Okay. Okay, so let's go upstairs. Maybe Bates' his room. We can look about.
Mr. Bates?
Yes?
Is there something? Ooh, here. We have some gas bottles.
I've noticed a huge locked door on the ground floor.
I'd keep away from that, sir.
Why?
There was fire in the rooms through there some years ago. The damage was never properly repaired. The walls have been ruined by rainwater, and the beams have been rotting for 20 years or more. I think you'd risk your life going into that wing of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Victoria.
Yes, sir?
She seems to me to be rather bitter.
She is a dignified old lady who has to bear a greater burden than I would wish for her.
The death
True.
of her husband and her 2 sons, the murders, the castle's decline, the end of the family line.
You said it, sir.
So,
What
Lady
can you tell
Eleanor.
me about Lady Eleanor?
If you want to know something, why don't you ask her yourself?
I'd like
True.
to hear your opinion. Why do you think she brought Lewis here with her, after her husband's death?
And what do you mean by that, sir? Really now, I ask you, sir. Lady Eleanor is a lady, and she treats her servants accordingly. Lewis would have been unable to get a new position. He's simply too old. We can offer him a form of retirement here.
But neither Lewis nor Lady Eleanor give the impression of being happy with the arrangement. You could maybe even believe that she owes him something.
I would be aware of that, and I can tell you that your surmising is incorrect.
Okay. Who knows?
Are you not feeling too well, Mr. Bates?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Perhaps you should have a...
I'll have a lie down when I have time to do so. The work won't get done on its own.
Sally could do it.
I doubt that very much.
So maybe we need to make something dirty again to distract Bates out of his room.
That must have been quite some fire to destroy the wing like that.
It was a dreadful tragedy, such as we've already suffered too many times here. It must now be 24 years ago. Master Samuel and his enchanting wife Catherine were just married and had only recently moved into the castle. We were hoping that he would one day take over the castle from his father and give us a son and heir. But then, they had not even been here for 6 months. There was a fire.
Oh no.
Did anyone know how the fire started?
No. Master Samuel lost his wife in the fire, and then vanished for the next 12 years. He'd been deeply wounded by the events.
Yeah, he was. But no one ever idea what he did in the 12 years when he wasn't there. Maybe he have many children.
You don't think too much of Sally, then?
I don't think too much of her work.
Yeah,
So
don't
why
be so
do you
critical.
avoid her?
It wasn't my idea. Her ladyship insisted that we should employ relief.
Not a great choice, apparently.
It won't last long. She'll soon have enough and then disappear.
Were there any other victims of the fire? Anyone injured, perhaps?
Our
Who
cook
knows?
at the time was the first to discover the fire and tried to pull young Mrs. Gordon from the flames. She became trapped by the flames and would have burnt to death had she not saved herself by leaping out of a window. But she injured her back very badly and had to leave us after that.
Okay,
Why
good to
are
know.
you interested in things which happened here so
I'm just a
many
police
years
inspector.
ago?
The young lady at the lighthouse was also burned.
I find the connection rather stretched.
Yeah, but I need to save myself in order to keep my role somehow.
What kind of a man was he, this Samuel Gordon?
His father sent him off to boarding school early since he was a very obstinate, wild child. His behavior improved at the school. The teachers described him as an alert, intelligent, and friendly boy, and in the holidays we found him so too. He got to know Miss Catherine after being at school. A wonderful, good-hearted woman. They were married and seemed to have found a perfect happiness.
What do you mean, seemed?
Well, there were some arguments when they lived here.
Was he violent?
To her, I don't really know. But I fear he may have been. Miss Catherine was unhappy, and if there hadn't been some wonderful times every now and again, then she perhaps would have left him. It could have been noticeable to us at that time. The two faces of Samuel Gordon. On the one hand, the loving, caring husband, and on the other, the arrogant and brutish egomaniac. After his wife's death, this nasty side of him seemed to disappear. He never visited us. However, common acquaintances described him as a profoundly sad and broken man.
That is until he returned and slaughtered some innocent people.
It's
Yeah.
terrible. We all wonder ourselves. Perhaps we didn't want to believe that this evil side of his soul had returned.
I'll catch you later, Bats.
Goodbye, sir.
Okay.
So much for the naked.
We can make this thing dirty again. Outside. Why is Louis still there?
I'd rather leave him. The floor here is rains. The floor.
Can we do something with the wall? No. Letter, row, nothing. Hey, here's Sally.
She's so busy at the moment. I don't want to disturb her.
Okay. Maybe send to the ladies. Is here something? Safe key that I can go there inside? Nah. Nothing. Yeah, come on, Victoria. No, Eleanor.
I don't have any important questions for.
Oh, Victoria at least.
The castle is very beautiful,
Oh.
but, well,
It's slowly falling down, you mean? I'm afraid you're right.
That's true.
And it's not the only thing here that's falling down.
How do you mean that?
The Gordon line. We've lived here in this area for centuries and have shaped it like no one else. Our family is going to die out, Mr. Falk. Soon, there won't be any more Gordons. And the worst thing is, I am no longer even sure that this will be a loss.
You mean because of...
Because of the misery
It's a
for which
curse.
some of us are responsible.
I've just realized that if Angelina's right, then this woman is my grandmother. She doesn't seem to know anything about her grandson. Or maybe she does. Her look was somehow strange. I'll go and take a bit of a look around.
Of course.
Okay. Just like that. Samuel, it's a grandmother.
That's the Gordon's family tree.
This is something. Okay.
As long as the ladies are drinking tea, I should choose somewhere else.
Where was upstairs was the telephone. But who in the world we should call now? Here.
An old-fashioned telephone.
What we can... Ooh, here's a lamp.
I can't make out from here whether they're real gas lamps or electric lamps made to look old. Anywhere else, I'd be absolutely certain that there wouldn't be real gas lamps hanging from the ceiling. Not here.
True. So what I can do is a painting. Shit.
I'll lay the mop head directly over the plug hole. That should...
Yeah, it just floods a complete bathroom.
The bathtub is full to the brim and starting to overflow. If no one does something about it soon, there'll be water damage.
Bates, say something.
Mr. Bates?
Yes?
You need to clean up there.
Mr. Bates, the bathroom's underwater.
Sorry?
I was just going past the bathroom and the water was already wafting into the hall.
Can you please get Sally, sir?
If Sally doesn't go to the bathroom soon, then Bates will go get her himself and find me here.
Okay. Hey, you should go upstairs. You did say a mistake. It's a bathroom.
Good day, Sally.
Yes?
Sally, quick! The bathroom's underwater.
What?
Bates is really mad. You must have forgotten to turn the water off.
Uh-oh.
Oh, me? No, no!
So now we can check Bates' room.
But I really don't know how that could have happened.
I've had enough of your excuses. You've missed something there.
But I have never left the flannel in the bathtub.
Oh, her ladyship will hear about this. You can consider yourself lucky if we don't subtract the damages from your wages.
They're both occupied.
So, let's save one time more.
Bates is...
There you Archie's
You
in.
can see straight away that
Mask.
Bates isn't well. He seems to have problems breathing. Perhaps lung cancer. Bates would be better off in a hospital. But he would rather die than leave this castle.
Yeah, you need to know it by himself.
The window looks out towards the castle gate. I can see the steps, the trees, nothing of interest.
Mm-hmm.
This bedpost looks more than a little strange. There's a slot in the side of the post. What have we got here? Hey, there's a little brass key inside.
Okay.
The butler is an orderly person, and just as you'd expect. I can't find anything interesting. Bates isn't gonna leave any important documents lying around on his desk. Bates isn't gonna leave any important... I've no idea who that is. There's no name on it. It's not one of the usual suspects. Not Shakespeare, not an ancient Greek.
Who knows, who knows?
So what does Bates read then? Heinlein, Dick, Lem, Zalazny. Wow, the man really has taste. There are clothes and underwear inside. Nothing important.
Okay.
The bottle probably contains pure oxygen. It helps sick people breathe much easier. Bates must be very sick. When he was sitting here earlier, I could see he's dying.
Yeah. So it is. when you're old.
The portrait of an uptight, miserable gentleman. Well, that's what you look like if you have to sit still for hours for an artist.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What is here inside?
The drawer is locked. That could be interesting.
Come on, open it.
A small metal box. A few documents. And a photo. That's my mother.
Amazing.
It's a picture of Mom, Bates, and a few other servants in the snow in front of the entrance portal. Underneath it says, "The Good Spirits of Black Mirror Castle, Christmas 1969. That doesn't add up. I was born in February 1970, and in this picture, my mother doesn't look at all like she's 7 months pregnant.
Because it is not your mother.
Does that mean... No. The photo must have been labeled wrong.
If you think so. Maybe.
It's
Jewelry
too
box.
heavy for a jewelry box. I guess it's more like some kind of old-fashioned casket. It almost looks like a combination lock, just with symbols instead of numbers. Who am I kidding? There are thousands of possible combinations. I'm not gonna get any further with trial and error. I first need to find out which symbols are the right ones.
Okay.
I reckon that this page isn't gonna help me much more without the rest of the diary. A checkbook, a few notifications, and transfer forms. These are exactly the same ones I found in my mom's desk, and the handwriting is an exact match too. So it was Bates who was regularly sending cash to my mom. But on whose behalf? And am I really just looking for my father? This thing here could still be interesting. There's a note here between the papers. It has a header which says combination.
Ah. Nice.
That looks like some kind of a aid memoir that Bates has written out. He must have conceded that his memory wasn't getting any better and wanted to play it safe. It says here, on Sir Egmont's portrait, the builder's eldest sister, my Christian name, the nymph's numbers.
What? It's 3. This name should be easy, even if I can't ask Bates. After all, Lady Victoria will know his butlers. Sister. The spirits of the castle, and there must be some records somewhere of who built the castle. Yes, portrait of Sir Egmont. Known as Sir Egmont, but I can't ask Bates. Okay. We should go to the front door. The front gate of the castle and count the nymphs.
XX is engraved on the base. Either there's an X missing to warn of its lewdness, or it's a Roman 20.
Okay.
There's a Roman numeral carved into the base of the figurine. 19. There isn't really anything to see on the base of this figurine, just a vertical line. Is it supposed to be a Roman 1?
So it's 40, 20, 19, 1. So, it helps us already. It's a castle That's good. Sisters. 691, okay. The 4 nymphs? 4? That's only 3. Where we can find the 4th one. Okay, Castle Gate. Okay. Okay, Louis. Maybe he knows something about Bates.
There's nothing about the well that interests me. I'd rather leave him.
Okay. So. Yeah, here's a founder's sister. So, Marcus.
I can't see any Sir Egmont, and I don't know who Bates meant by the Builder. I can't see any Sir Egmont, and I don't know who Bates meant by the Builder.
Marcus Annerly, moderate, so there should be someone else. Maybe Victoria knows that.
Everything is ready for tea time.
So, I don't know. Tell me.
Does the name Sir Egmont mean anything to you?
A remote neighbour in Wales was called Sir Egmont. But you surely can't mean him.
Why not?
No, surely not.
Yes,
Sir
I mean
Egmont
him.
must be someone that Bates knew personally. Otherwise, the aide-memoire would make no sense. Do you know Bates' first name?
What a strange question.
Why
I'm
not?
afraid I can't help you with that.
Really? Living since so many years in the castle and don't even know the name of the servant.
Can you tell me who else, apart from Marcus and Mordred, constructed this castle?
Oh, there must be a few. But you should ask Victoria. Or even better, Bates.
You cannot help me,
They
ma'am.
know a lot more about the history of the castle than I do.
I can't really ask Bates. He could become suspicious. I'm going to have another look around. Goodbye, Lady Eleanor.
It's nice to see another face in this house.
Yeah, okay. Come on. Victoria. Who is Miss Egmont? Sir Egmont.
Is there a Sir Egmont in the Gordon family?
Sir Egmont? No. That doesn't ring a bell at all.
Or perhaps is there someone in the area with the name?
No. I'm sorry.
Maybe
Not
it's
that I know of.
T-Brand or something like that.
Someone who Bates knows, but not Lady Victoria. That doesn't make things simpler, exactly. Can you tell me Bates' first name?
Now that's odd. He's been working for us for so long that I can't remember him ever having a forename. Please ask him yourself, Mr. Falk.
If that was only so
cannot do it.
simple. As I understand
It's
it,
possible.
this house was built by your two ancestors, Marcus and Mordred.
That you don't know
Is
the
that correct?
name of the butler.
Well, they at least laid the foundation stone. Most of the foundations, the cellars, and a few walls are from that period.
Not the rest.
Oh, no. You don't seem to be too au fait with architecture, Inspector. In Marcus's time, they weren't able to build castles like this. That came much later.
Who gave the castle its present-day look?
Many of the masters of Black Mirror improved and extended the castle, laid the gardens, and modernized all of the fixtures and fittings. The one who really had the greatest influence on the fabric of the castle, as you see it now, was Frederick Arthur Gordon. He gave the castle the appearance it has today.
Frederick Arthur Gordon, then. Thank you. I'll go and take a bit of a look around.
This helps me a lot. Okay, Frederick also. Okay. Thomas. Oh, here. Kenneth, Eric. Frederick also.
So, Frederick Arthur Gordon, where are you? Ah, here he is. Frederick had 4 sisters. The oldest answered to the pretty name of Rose. Old Frederick Arthur's oldest.
Rose. Okay. You have that.
I'll give him a few minutes.
Okay, he's missing. Maybe there's a letter in the mailbox and we can find out.
I'd better not go in there right now.
There goes Mills. Main gate. Maybe there's a letter from Bates.
There's a letter inside.
Yeah.
It's addressed to Mr. Bates, Blackmere Castle, Willow Creek.
Yeah.
If Bates's full name isn't going to be on the envelope, then perhaps maybe at least in the letter? It's
Come on,
a
open
bill
it.
for a gravestone made according to your desired blah blah blah. The inscription is as follows: Edward Bartholomew Bates, to know one's duty and to carry it through. That is everything. So, Edward Bartholomew then. Weird name. And which symbol does that point to? Not necessarily.
Where's the serving lady? She should know something about Miss Eggman. Or Mr. Eggman. Come on.
I'll give him a few.
A nice shadow. But where? I can find
An old-fashioned telephone.
painting. Oh, here we get it.
XVIII is written on the bottom corner. Ah, a Roman 18. Let's see. The nymphs have the numbers 1, 18, 19, and 20 on them. That would be 58 in total. That doesn't help me with the symbols. What have these numbers got to do with the Aid Memoir? Maybe the numbers represent letters of the alphabet. What would that give us? A-R-S-T. Tars? No. Star. Yes, of course. The symbol is a star.
Yes, you have it.
XV.
Okay.
I'd better not go in. The door leads to the back.
Diary. Star. Okay, we have it. It's his name. Should be easy. Was based after Victoria. Edmund. Star. Okay. Jarvis. Doesn't notice Egmont Recon base. Okay, that's also ladies again, if they know something. Sorry.
I don't have any important. Do the names Edward or Bartholomew mean anything to you?
Mean anything? What do you mean by that, Mr. Fogg?
Perhaps you associate a particular symbol or sign with these names.
Oh, I've always been interested in these kinds of things.
Really?
Now, let me think. Now, Edward doesn't have any significance for me, but the name Bartholomew comes from the Bible. Saint Bartholomew. He was one of the 12 apostles. He preached in Persia and also in India, possibly. He died a martyr's death. He was flayed alive. His skin was removed.
Ew.
That's why his symbol is a knife.
Okay.
A knife. I think you may well have helped me with that.
Glad to. Even if I do find your questions rather odd. Surely they can't all be to do with the dead girl.
Oh, it's a complicated case.
I'll
I'll go and take a bit of a look around.
Of course.
I'll give it.
Where's the lady?
I'd better not go in.
Can I open it? Okay.
It almost looks like a Oh, Mike, I first need to find out which symbol.
Come on. Yeah, there's nothing in this room what I can do.
Hopefully, they're both still occupied.
We're going to discuss this immediately.
But nothing happened!
Only because the police officer discovered it before it was too late. Do you know what might have happened?
So expecting that were happening earlier when I got out.
They're going downstairs. Excellent. In all the commotion, Bates will have forgotten that he didn't. I'll never be able to look in the mirror again without a shiver running down my spine. A pile of towels.
Okay. Let's go downstairs and see.
I'll give him.
Okay, Sally, tell me. Who is Miss Egmont?
Good day, Sally.
Yes,
Does the name Sir Egmont mean anything to you?
Sir Egmont? Of course.
Really? Who's that then?
Tell
And
me.
why do you want to know that?
I need the information for my investigation.
It's really
And
important.
what if I didn't tell you?
So I
What's
punch
that
you in your
supposed to
face.
Come on, tell me.
Well, one good turn. Being a copper, you can certainly do me a little favor. My brother Rupert's got a problem with a few speeding tickets. Maybe you could...
Hey, slow down. I'm not the traffic police. Tell me who Sir Egmont is, or your brother's speeding tickets will be the least of your problems.
You can't force me. I'm not telling you anything until you've helped me out too.
Yes, I can help you.
Okay.
So what is your brother's name?
So what's your brother's name?
Rupert Wood.
I'll
Okay.
see if there's anything that can be done. Perhaps I can fool her on this. Okay. I won't keep you from your work any longer.
Ah, don't worry about it.
What I can do? Telephone.
Perhaps I can find out something about Sally's brother.
How?
Hello, operator? Can you connect me with, Mr. Rupert Wood, please? No, I don't know where he lives. How many have you got in your computer? 18? Yes, okay. 18 Rupert Woods. That's gonna take too long.
You should ask where he lives. Which Rupert Wood is your brother?
Good day, Sally.
Yes?
The speeding tickets have been cancelled. Now, what's all
The
this?
tickets have gone? Wow, that was quick. So, where does my brother live and how old is he?
And where am I supposed to know that from?
If you really had got the tickets cancelled, then you'd... I'm not helping you until you've helped my brother.
Ah, shit.
Okay. I won't keep you from your work any longer.
Ah, don't worry about it.
Maybe please can send me something about it.
Can you tell me where Sally's from?
Her family has a farm in Sussex. At least that's what she told me.
Do you doubt
That's already
that?
enough to know.
Not really. Her behavior and the way she talks quite clearly point to farmyard origins.
I'll catch you later, Bates.
So nice base.
Goodbye, sir.
Okay.
Let's try it. Hello, operator? Please put me through to Rupert Wood in Sussex. Yes, I'll wait. Mr. Wood, Mr. Rupert Wood. Do you have a sister named Sally? Yes, my name's Inspector Falk. I'm calling on behalf of the traffic police. Yes, calm down. No, listen. No, she isn't. It's concerning your speeding ticket, sir. It seems as though someone has made a mistake. According to our records, you are 99 years old. Huh, that surely can't be right, can it? 34. Yes, I thought so. Listen, I'm gonna delete the record, okay? Your speeding ticket is thereby null and void. Yes. No problem. Goodbye, Mr. Wood. Rupert Wood, 34, from Sussex, now believes that his speeding ticket has disappeared into thin air. Hopefully his sister believes that too.
Yeah. There's some information about him, so
Good
it will
day,
be okay.
Sally.
Yes?
So
All right. The speeding tickets have been cancelled. Now, what's all this about Sir Egmont?
So, where does my brother live and how old is he?
Rupert Wood, 34, domiciled in Sussex, as of now, does not have any speeding tickets against him.
You're a darling.
so tell me who
okay,
is Miss
that's
Egmont.
Now, will you at last tell me who Sir Egmont is?
Here he is.
Breakfast cereal?
Sir Egmont's finest breakfast flakes. They're Bates's favourite. They're very soft and easy to chew.
Clever. And what does the old guy wear on his uniform? A medal in the shape of a cross. That's it. Okay. I won't keep you from your work any longer.
Okay.
Ah, don't worry about it.
Okay, let's go up. Ugh. Let's go back. I have no idea. Let me see. My documents.
It must be solvable.
Okay, basis with his sister. Portrait of the Ignorant. Oh, it's a casket. Sounds should be cross, rose, knife star, cross, rose, knife star, cross, rose, knife star. Cross. 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 Rose. Knife. Star. Oh,
That's it.
perfect.
A big key.
So now we can go into.
There's only one door here whose key you'd hide in a casket.
What we
A
said.
small golden medallion. Or at least half a small golden medallion. It must have been one you could open originally. There's small hinges on it. Inside is a photo of me. Me as a little boy, 3 or 4. I'm certain it looks just like the pictures of me as a child in Boston. Was I adopted? There's something engraved on the back of it. Is that my name? And
It
And
is.
if it is, why was it changed when I was adopted? To make it more difficult for the Order to find me?
Maybe. Wait. Something else? No. So. Ah, no one here. Perfect. Now let us save and then enter the room or the corridor.
Time for a few answers.
What's happening now?
This is the only accessible room in this wing. Next door is locked, and all the other rooms are completely dilapidated. They're quite elaborate for such a simple mirror.
Maybe it's just
The
something
mirror
behind.
is very lavish and ornately framed. There seems to be some kind of mechanism at the bottom of it. I've got no idea how it works. I think something's missing. Something small is definitely missing. A ball or something that fits in this hole. The material is really rough and old. It's grown stiff over the years. The curtains are very tasteful and can't have been cheap. They're probably even made by hand. Little light gets in through the window, and the curtains make the room even darker. Outside I can see a courtyard. Quite dreary.
Mm-hmm.
There hasn't been a fire in this fireplace for ages. There's some white ashes on the floor, but no wood. It's cooling.
Nothing.
Another old picture like all the rest. A woman with a rigid face and dead eyes. I can't tell when the picture was painted. Time seems to stand still in this castle. The woman's clothing isn't much different to Lady Victoria's. The woman could have lived here 200 years ago. Or 20 years. There's a small wooden plate lying here. It looks like it belongs to a game. I've got the feeling I've seen it somewhere before. Someone has written Ralph on the back.
Ralph. So we need to go to Ralph. Safe, okay.
Hello, Ralph?
Hi, Darren.
Hi, Darren.
Ralph, I've got something here and was wondering if you could maybe help me out with it?
I've got one of those too. Here, look.
A sliding block puzzle. I remember those from when I was a kid.
Yeah. Is it yours? A nice lady gave it to me.
Which nice lady?
Lady?
Yes, I couldn't recognize her, but Mr. Bubby says she's a holy one.
Interesting.
Mr. Bubby says you can have it. It's a bit broken.
Well, that's very nice of Mr. Bubby. Thanks a lot. I need to get going, Ralph.
See you.
Okay. What's that? How it's working. Oh, yeah. Here 2, here 4, oh, here 1. Right, 1, 2, 2, 4, 2, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 3. Some kind of Sudoku-like game. Appears no gold. Only silver one. One, 2, 3, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I need to find it out. How it works. There's one golden one. One silver. 2 silver, golden one. There's no gold. It's a lot of silver. 2 silver, 3 silver. One silver, 2 gold. There's 1 gold. 2 silver, here should be 3 silver, 2 silver. But here are 3 already? No. 1, 2, okay, it's 1, 2. There should be a third one. Gold, 1 silver, 2 silver, 1 gold, 4 gold, 2 gold, 2 silver, 3 silver, 2 silver, 1 silver. Okay. Maybe this should be empty at the end. So 1 gold need to be here. 2 silver, okay. 3 silver, 2 silver. Okay, 2 silver, 3 silver, 2 silver, 1 silver, 2 gold. It's a bit difficult. Let's find out. 2 gold. Ah, here.
The ball's outside. Now let's see
Perfect.
what we can start with this.
I think that's about it. Is missing there in the castle. So save. Okay. Let's go back to the castle and find out what's the big deal there. What's happening now? Can we open the mirror?
Yes, it fits. The little ball rolls around the outer circle. Now I need to adjust something else. I think it has to get to the middle. Alright, then let's see.
Got it.
Got it.
Amazing.
Ah, the mirror. It's actually a secret door.
I was expecting that it's open. It's a whole thing. But okay.
There isn't the slightest sign of decay. In fact, this is one of the most well-maintained rooms I've seen in the entire castle. It looks like a nursery in an old movie. A girl's room. Look at this. More little balls. I've had enough of mirrors. Especially in this castle. like in a dollhouse. A 4-poster bed, velvet, silk, and lace. Whoever it was that set this up wanted a doll for a child. A porcelain music box. And underneath it, the third piece of mosaic.
Yeah, perfect. I have everything.
This melody.
This melody makes everyone insane here.
Oh! Oh! Ah!
Okay. Chapter 6.
Adrian? Adrian, wake up.
Who
Who are you?
Father had changed a lot. It poisoned him. It brought out his dark side, made him go mad. It burnt me.
Mom?
Mommy?
I was pregnant. Twins. The doctor said it was a miracle that I gave birth to 2 healthy children, despite my burns, despite all the suffering. A miracle. At first I didn't want you. You reminded me of him, of what happened, of my scars, the pain. I didn't want to live anymore. These 2 little things just lying there, helpless, innocent. I took my parents-in-law's offer, and after more than a year in various hospitals, we moved here. I needed a hiding place. I didn't want to show my face to the world. You needed a family, and yes, I thought I understood. How had it all come to that?
And Samuel?
Your father didn't know that I was still alive, and he didn't know anything about you two. I started to hate him. He ruined my life, and his parents' life. When he turned up here, after his grandfather's death, I hid myself here in my rooms, and I waited for him to disappear again.
Disappear again? Amazing.
Angelina was at boarding school, far away, safe. Friends had told Victoria that Samuel was a broken man after the fire, and didn't seem so nasty anymore. But I was still afraid of him.
Yeah,
When the
of
first murders
course.
happened, I sensed that Samuel's dark side had returned. However, Bates reassured me. He said that Samuel gave the impression of being quite balanced. And after all, the first incident, William's death, happened before he'd arrived. They didn't believe me when I told them how quickly and completely the curse would take control of him. Bates and Victoria blame themselves for that to this very day.
Did Angelina grow up in the castle?
No, not really. She went to various boarding schools and was only here during the holidays. A dreary castle and a disfigured like me are not the right environment for a
So
child.
he kissed his sister.
I think she was always happy when the holidays were over.
What happened then? Why did she look for me?
2 years ago, she came to visit the castle for a few weeks. She skulked around the place, read books. I didn't think she was in danger. All the other women of the family were left untouched by the curse, you see. But somehow it struck her. It made her think that she was destined for something bigger. Whispered to her power and fame. Tempting for a child who perhaps never got the attention she needed. Once we worked out that she was absorbed in things that should never have seen the light of day, we took her away from here. We reinitiated the order and hired someone to track her down after she escaped.
Reginald Bars.
Right. Once he tracked her down to Biddeford, sheer horror broke out within the order. What would she want from you? Your blood? We gave orders to do whatever was needed to keep Angelina away from you.
So he killed her. Who knows? I'm still not believed that she is dead. But okay.
What was it that drove my father and great-grandfather mad?
The castle. It's the castle.
What do you mean, the castle?
Well, you were a happy child. Both of you were. You enchanted the nurses and were my guiding light in a dark night. But your behavior changed here in the castle, Adrian. We'd just been living here for a few years when you nearly killed your sister. You became aggressive, volatile. One day you pushed Angelina down the big staircase into the hall. It was
happens when you
that she only
play.
broke her arm. She could have been dead.
Did you give me away because of that?
I didn't give you away. It was for your own safety. But
That's right,
I
somehow.
saw Samuel's look in your eyes, Adrian. I was scared of my own little boy. Mrs. Michaels, the cook, who tried to pull me out of the flames and paid with her own health, took you on. You can't imagine how happy I was when I heard that your behavior became normal again in America.
You mean this castle made me sick? Made me go mad?
The people here believe that there is a curse on the Gordon males. Perhaps the curse means that they drive themselves to disaster as long as they live here.
Okay.
Did the Order imprison me in the bunker? And kidnap me and take me to Wales?
No. We first found out from Miss Valley that you were here. We decided to get you away from here and tell you the plain truth. But it was like you suddenly disappeared from the face of the earth. We feared that Angelina had got to you.
It wasn't Angelina. Or at least not her alone. There was a man with a mask in the jail.
That wasn't one of us. Or at least I hope it wasn't. The Order searched the whole area and we finally found you in our own assembly room of all places. We drugged you and we took you to Wales, to Eleanor's old castle. Miss Valley was already on the way to explain everything to you, but when she arrived, you were gone.
What role do Bates and Lady Victoria play in all this?
They, like me, have witnessed what the curse can do to good people. So they've dedicated their lives to not letting it happen again.
They've brought the Order back into being. An order that was founded centuries ago to fight against the curse and its repercussions.
Until it was forgotten. We've all paid dearly for that.
Who are the members of the Order?
Victoria, Miss Eleanor, and myself are committed to the Order. But the others do the real work. The young Miss Valley, for example, she's the leader.
Because
Okay.
her brother Vic fell prey to Samuel.
That's right.
Who killed Angelina?
We don't know. Victoria thinks that Angelina might have done something to herself in her madness.
Pouring gas all over herself and setting herself on fire? Nonsense.
I know. Perhaps we have another adversary that we know nothing about.
Or could it have been me?
Impossible. We followed you through the sewer system. You didn't have time to drive to the cliffs and kill her.
Then it was the great unknown?
I doubt that we don't know him. It must be someone who knows about all the incidents in the castle and knows about the Order. One of us.
Who?
If I knew, then he would already be regretting what he has done. Angelina was a good child. She had recovered, just like you had. We should have just taken her away from here forever.
And what happens to me now?
You have to get away from here. As far as you possibly can. We don't know who killed Angelina. They could also be after you.
You mean after my blood?
That's why we have to get you out of here and organize a new identity for you. And secondly, you have to leave here under your own will. This castle, this whole area isn't good for you.
It's not
I'm
good for you,
afraid
man.
that you would change again. If you stayed any longer, you'll hallucinate and maybe one day do things you don't want to.
You mean I'll see things that aren't there at all?
I don't know. I only know that it made your father capable of butchering a 12-year-old boy.
All right then. I'll go. Mom? Will we see each other again?
Talk to Bates. He'll arrange plane tickets for you. You fly to Florida. We'll see each other there again in a few weeks.
So nice.
It's all too much. I know. But one day you'll understand. We'll talk about it, and I'll explain it all as well as I can. Goodbye, son.
It could be a bit more scary. She's just a bit crispy in the face.
You know now, Master Adrian.
Yes. Why didn't you say anything?
When I heard your accent, I thought it might be you, Master Adrian. But I only knew you as a child, and from what your adoptive mother said, I was only sure once you showed me the photograph of Miss Angelina.
You knew she was dead?
Yes. Her ladyship and I drove to the scene early this morning. Our source in the police informed us.
Why all the smoke and mirrors? Why didn't you just tell me what I needed to know?
We didn't know how you'd react. I went to the village a short while ago to inform Miss Valley and the others, but I couldn't find anyone. Lady Victoria thought it would be best to keep you occupied and keep an eye on you until... yes, until reinforcements arrived.
That won't be necessary. I'll go of my own will.
I'm glad to hear that. Ask Lewis for the tickets. Sally should instruct him to collect the tickets from a travel agency in the next town.
Thank you, Bates. Where are the ladies?
They've retired. The last few days were very stressful for them.
You know, there must still be an unknown antagonist.
Yes, I believe someone was working with Miss Angelina.
Someone from the castle?
Or from the village. At least someone who really knows their way around.
Like Lewis.
And ultimately cleared their partner out of the way.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this was chapter 5 of the Black Mirror. Many questions are still open, and it still looks like the great final is in front of us, because we're leaving the country, go away from here, we know it's danger, and we're just going away. But I think now it's still with something happening. We have the big face-off with a big enemy, and you will see what's happening in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed to watch this video, and I hope you watch the other videos also from me. And don't forget to like and subscribe my YouTube channel and follow me on Twitch, and I hope I see you soon to the next video, and goodbye.